Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with William Hill, Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined by Eddie Hearn. Eddie, it's fight week, Anthony Joshua fight week. A little bit nervous?
Yeah, always. I mean, look, he's obviously a big part of the stable. He's a good friend. I want him to win so badly. It's heavyweight boxing. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but I like what I see. He looks ready to me. He looks ready to go in and destroy. And I hope we see a great performance on Saturday.
Do we need to see the old Anthony Joshua? I know his trainer Derek James has worked with the likes of Errol Spencer, and he's a terrific trainer. He's like, as long as we get the victory. But does he have to go in there and have an explosive performance against this man?
I think every fighter would like to win by knockout. Every trainer, every seasoned trainer will say, by any means necessary, we just need to get the win. I agree, but if we want to build into what might be possible, a dominating performance and a performance that would see the world take note would put a lot of pressure on a lot of people to make certain fights,
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see. I want people to say, wow, he's back, wow, he's an elite heavyweight, and wow, we need to see that fight, because that's how you see fights happen.
He talks about retiring if he doesn't get this victory. Is it as drastic as that? Or because it's a heavyweight contest, anything can happen, but is it as drastic as that?
I feel that the reality is AJ wants to fight for the world heavyweight title. He wants to fight Tyson Fury. He wants to fight Deontay Wilder. If he loses to Jermaine Franklin, that puts all of that in jeopardy. So yeah, I think it would raise the question about carrying on or what you're in the sport for. So in that respect, there's a lot of pressure on Saturday night, and I just feel that when this fight was made, it was like, it's a step down from Usyk, and it's a routine comeback fight. And the closer it gets, you start to realise it really isn't. It's actually a very dangerous fight where anything could happen, and if it goes wrong, it's catastrophic. So there's a lot on the line, and I think that actually, I said earlier that I reckon people on Saturday night in the O2 will be more nervous about this fight than any other fight in the career of Anthony Joshua, because you just don't know. You don't know where he's at physically, mentally. We hope, we like, and we do like what we see. But until you get in there, we just don't know. And the whole of the O2, everybody watching on DAZN around the world, will be sitting there going, I don't really know what to expect here. And hopefully we see what we want, and hopefully we see what I believe we're going to see and what we deserve, what he deserves in terms of the work he's put in.
Now, a win on Saturday obviously opens the doors to mega fights. With what's gone on with Undisputed and the back and forth, it could lead to a potential Joshua Fury fight. We've seen obviously Frank go on TalkSport and say there was a 30-second conversation between Eddie and George Warren, but that's been it. What are your comments on that, and what's the likelihood that we can push it?
I mean, there's been a couple of conversations with me and George. All we said was, look, we had the basis of a deal last time, we run out of time, but sometimes timing's everything. And when you look at things that can stop a fight, mandatory defences, lack of time, if AJ wins on Saturday in style, all of a sudden the British public say, make that fight now, right? And also, there's no mandatories due, there's no time problems, right? Fury doesn't have a fight scheduled. AJ doesn't have a fight scheduled. And what he said there was so true, and you start thinking about it. I think about all the years AJ was trying to become undisputed, the mandatories, the rematches, the negotiation period, the purse bids. It's such a pain in the arse. Sometimes you're better off without belts, and you can make exactly the fights you want at the times you want. People talk about his inactivity. When you get a letter from a governing body to say, you have to fight this guy, you've got a month to negotiate. They're fucking around. Then it's a month till the purse bid. And then it's frustrating. And he's seeing that frustration in the Fury Usyk situation now. I think he's just happy. He said, I can't believe I'm fighting before Usyk. Usyk ain't going to fight till June, July. AJ lost to Usyk. He's fighting in April the 1st. So just shows you the freedom of having no belts. I think he'll enjoy it.
Big day for DAZN. The fans have been saying, when can we watch it in clubs? When can we watch it in clubs? Today's been that landmark day for you guys. How pleased you've sort of got this one over the line. It's huge now on the back of the Sky thing.
Massive, because there's so many morons out there. I'm not talking about fans, I'm talking about within the industry who like to get in people's ear, oh, you can't watch it on Sky, oh, you can't watch it on the pubs. We're a new platform that have been making fantastic progress. Now, 429 on Sky, on your Virgin box, in the pubs. There's no excuse. The most widely accessible platform in boxing. And they've got Anthony Joshua. And on Saturday night, they're going to ram 300,000 or 400,000 subscribers onto its customer base. And we're going to be in a great position to move forward with bigger viewership and bigger nights. The schedule's unbelievable. People love to sort of come out of this stuff. Look at the schedule. We talk about AJ against Franklin, Canelo Alvarez against John Ryder. They've got Tank against Garcia. You've got Rakimov against Cordini. You've got Katie Taylor against Cameron. You've got Jesse Rodriguez next week. You know, we've got another big fight to be announced for May 27th coming up. We've got 2 shows or 3 shows in June. It's unrivaled in terms of its schedule, and you know, now so accessible and fantastic that we're also on Sky.
You mentioned one of the shows in June. We expect one of them to be Conor Benn. The Guardian printed some comments from Robert Smith saying, in relation to if they do take this fight abroad, anyone with a British Boxing Board of Control licence who is involved in that Conor Benn fight can have it suspended, have it revoked. You've also said you're trying to get Conor and the board in the room. What do you make of them comments, and where are we at with it?
I think Robert Smith's comments are wild. I mean, this is one of the problems in this whole situation. You've never heard the board comment publicly to the media. It's like a propaganda mission, you know. And to talk about having power over other jurisdictions internationally, you know, it's a very awkward conversation legally. And we have to get our position on it as well. He wants to stop Conor Benn fighting internationally, or stop British fighters having the opportunity to fight him. We'll see how that plays out. But for me, our plan, Conor Benn fights in June, unquestionably.
Does that not put the fight in jeopardy? Him saying, look, part of his team or anyone who's got a licence with us, you know, it could.
That's down to the team, and down to if they want a licence with the British Boxing Board of Control. You know, and again, Robert Smith and the British Boxing Board of Control. You know, when I talk about we need to get these two together, but they both need to drop the ego. Conor Benn is at massive fault there, and so are the board. They're coming out, and if you think right now that Conor Benn is going to get a fair crack of the whip with the British Boxing Board of Control, the way they're commenting, the way they're treating, the way they're behaving publicly, ask yourself that honest question, and this is a problem. You know, I'm a promoter, I talk too much. Now you've got another promoter, really, like the British Boxing Board of Control, that are giving interviews, talking about stuff, you know, restraint of trade. We'll come on to that, but we need to, you know, it's a dangerous game, so we shall see. The good news is, I'll give you a little exclusive, you are going to be able to watch all of this unfold on your TV.
Last one from me. Kell Brook was in your office and he put up a picture saying, you know, I've heard what I need to hear, basically. So what has he heard? Is he a front runner for Conor Benn? And if not Conor Benn, is there another fight there out there for him?
He wants the Conor Benn fight badly, and we like that fight. We're going to try and make that fight. Kell just said to me, make me a big fight. You know, we had a great chat, we reminisced, and great times we've had.
Friends again?
Yeah, we're always friends, never fallen out. And he wants to fight September, October time, and I think we'll deliver him a big fight.
Well, Eddie, thanks for your time. We look forward to hearing more.
Big signings on the way.
Big signings.
Get ready for Friday.